A day was a breath for him, a night a blink. And here he was, at the beginning before, and at the end now. The end of it all, I suppose. The only friendly voice now was his echo through the valley that he walked, and even that had grown cold on him. Here the immortal ant trods among the empty, deserted landscape. They were all gone. The world was peacefully vacant. It was no longer weighed down by the centuries of souls that destroyed her. All that was now was him, the man at the end of time. For now, we'll call him Soren, for his real name was lost in time, and he was born peculiarly immortal. As far as he knew, he was the only one. In the first few hundred years of his life, he learned to no longer fall in love, to no longer get attached, to disregard the hustle of humanity. Time has whipped him into submission. Man was meant to die. Since he couldn't externally, the death was now inside, much more potent, much more cruel. The millenniums have worn him down, and all he knows now is his march. He probably hasn't even noticed that he's the only one, 'cause he always was. Soren marches in a straight line. One time, lightning struck him. One time, a tsunami. One time, he even walked right through an active war zone, taking on bullets and exploding mines while both sides stood in awe. He stopped for nothing. I imagine he couldn't, or maybe he wouldn't let himself. Either way, he pressed on persistently. Scientists tried to study him, discover the secret of immortality, but they found he was for the most part normal. The only logical explanation was that something froze his entropy. For him, time stopped, while the world kept moving forward. Needless to say, all the scientists died before getting conclusive results to replicate. And Soren just kept on marching. Time marches, and so does he now, perhaps as a vain imitation of what he lost, the bliss of the finite, the peace of the end, how he must have longed for it, and how he must have given up hope now. Hope was for the people with numbered days. For Soren, wishing for something tomorrow was like wishing for something 10,000 years in the future. It was all the same. No need for hope. Time brings all and ends all. Except for him. But here's why it's the end. The very last thing anyone said to Soren was that as long as he was still around, humanity would never die. Well, Soren had finally reached where he was marching all these years. The end of time. The sun was about to explode, Earth to be enveloped in fiery death, and what was to happen to Soren? How should I know? It hasn't happened yet.